继续这个 Parascientific Escape 超科学脱出啊，这个坑就是心血来潮了，一口气连着录个3-4期啊，也比较费口舌的。如果说体力有点累了，一般也念不动。小品游戏不需要动脑子，不需要动手，但最主要的是需要动嘴，需要动嘴。Buy information， 开4个。So did he buy the information? Yes, it sold for enough to buy the information about Mr. Oleg. I see. That's great. It must have been a load of money. Quite the opposite. I still had 7 million yen left over. What we do? That's so much money. I thought about giving it back to the lab chief, but in the end I used it. Use it? All 7 million. What on earth for? What I used the 7 million yen on was I put restrictions in place. Astia doesn't just deal in buying and selling information. You can also pay to spread or halt the flow of said information. I used the 7 million to put a restriction on a part of the data sales. Which part? That they can only sell it to people who won't misuse it. I left judgment of that up to Astia, but I'm sure they know the best. The chief didn't want cash any only to prevent misuse of his data. I'm sure this was the right decision. I see. I'm sure this will make the lab chief feel relieved too. So then, what information did Oleg come here looking for? He came here asking about a certain incident. 其实剧情有一段时间不玩，不是很清楚，但就知道大概就行了。He was looking into an incident that happened 10 years ago in Wizard Rock. However, the Astia didn't have the information he was looking for. What was the incident? 10 years ago, a married Japanese couple came here and were murdered. 这肯定有关系。We should head to the library and browse the papers from back then. There should be at least one article on the incident. 去哪儿？去 library。找那个这个 incident 的消息。当然是 library。没仔细看，应该有。talk to money. We were going to look for a newspaper, right? Yes, I want to know the outline of the case Miss Oleg was investigating. Since it's a murder case, it should have appeared in the papers in some form. Righty, let's borrow papers from that time period and have a read. 哪儿啊？哪儿啊？还这儿吗 ？Search. Let's get searching. Where should we start? Let's see. Here's 10-year-old newspaper. 这样子，它的感叹号居然没出现。A newspaper from 10 years ago. It is then. And the data's downloaded to the terminal. Let's start reading. 来吧。A married Japanese couple visiting Latua for work have been murdered. The victims have been identified as Yu Kamiji and his wife Shizuka. Their daughter Lisa is currently unaccounted for. 这么有名的新闻，怎么不早点说？Is this the daughter of Yu Kamiji? In other words, Lisa Kamiji. 的银发 as in that Lisa. Let's double check. Double check what exactly? How many people have the surname Kamiji? There must be a book for that. Okay, got it. So how does the most recent data look? I couldn't find any Kamijis, so I guess there are none. So that's how it is. That's how what is. Currently, there's no one on record with the surname Kamiji, but that hasn't always been the case. I was looking at the records from 18 years ago, and what they say is that there were 3 people with surname Kamiji. Then, this is 20. She'd have been born when these records were taken, and both of her parents were still alive. So they would be the 3 Kamijis counted in these statistics. However, her parents were murdered and she was unaccounted for. After a while, Liz would have been presumed dead, and thus, the name Kamiji was erased from the records. No one other than those 3 has that surname. The newspaper was definitely talking about the Liz we know. His mother and father were murdered. 就这么简单，就这么简单，就这么简单的一个东西，他之前的刚刚那1分钟都说了什么东西 ？It seems that way， 搞得很复杂的样子。哎，然后呢 ？Is that a message? Who's it from? It's Yukiya. It's about our meeting place and time. We are gonna have to leave at once. What about our investigation? We can't keep Yukiya waiting. We will put this on hold for a moment. 这应该第一章我估计都是剧情。从这个第2周开始，这个制作方就开始搞纯剧情的一章。估计第1章跟第3章都是纯剧情，只有024会有解密。Got it, righty, let's go. What's wrong? 例子 She must come bottled emotions about her parents being killed. Probably my father was always on my mind. Do you think we will be able to reach her feelings? Perhaps right now we might not be able to. We will continue our research after we meet Yukiya. Mr. Oleg's investigation wasn't unrelated to Litz after all. If we can find out the truth, we will definitely be able to change something. Yeah, definitely, let's do this. 然后视角切换，切换。那 To our north, side street. Episode Skiko Nagise. 我靠，就这段。It's been a long time, Yori. Seeing you makes me sick. 谁看就反派了。Just what are you planning? Calling me out to a place like this? I'm not about to start begging for forgiveness, if that's what you hoped. 我猜嘛，就是那个李子被这个佑里骗了，所以帮他干事儿，然后干了发现其实他才是杀害什么卡米斯，或者他背后的组织才是杀害那卡米基里斯的真凶。这我猜的，要真是这样就很没意思。How ugly it would be to do that now. I didn't raise you like that. Well, you know, Yori. Yori 不是印度里。I came to kill you. My, haven't you killed enough? Have you already forgotten what it is my power can do? I will change the past and kill you right here. The me in front of you won't have done a thing. There are several hidden guns in the area. Skiko. Courtesy of Yukiya. The future me won't overlook the past I've created by meeting you. From this side street in the future, I will use my power to shoot you. Honestly, how did this child end up like this? There is but one way in which you will be saved. Go to the police and confess your crimes. 这肯定不是，然后他被干掉了。If you do, I won't shoot. Even if I felt like confessing, I've committed no crimes. I'm just a senator working for peace in the US. No. Then just fabricate some crimes like always. You are rather good at it. How ridiculous. You called me out here for this farce. Farce. Accuse me of whatever you like, just do as I say. And leave Hitomi Akane no alone. You are no longer working for this sake, are you? That's correct. I've heard what you had to say, so may I leave? I'm quite busy. Were you actually listening? If you are listening to shoot, then do so. If you are going to shoot, then do so. It seems I have been misunderstood, but I am your mother. I have cared for you ever since I took you in and raised you. This is just how I show my love, in my own way. I repeat myself, shoot me. You say you care for me, now after all that's happened. I said, didn't I? In my own way, I always have Skiko, you came here to threaten me, saying depending on my actions, you'd shoot me, but no matter how bad my supposed crimes are, that will make you a murderer. But you, who refused all the deals who tried to make so you could pay for your crimes, came here ready to add to them, right? You came here resolved to giving up on your own dreams and salvation to threaten me, right? There is but one thing I can do now as your mother. Make you, who has that resolve, shoot me. No. If my own daughter wishes to shoot me, then I must let myself be shot. 这表情不像说出这些话了。This is where it ends for me. As long as you really are resolved to do this, that is. Why? Shoot me. Why? I told you to shoot me. Why have I always been no match for you? No matter what I do. It's because you are still a child. There are no guns hidden around here. Are there? To do so would be illogical, given you have no intention of shooting me, and that they may have been taken and used against you. You will not allow your crimes to amass any further. Those guns were a bluff. How ugly. I just want to be able to protect her. Beauty doesn't even come into... You are human, aren't you? Not some sort of animal. How can a human who's disregarded their beauty to do anything worthy of recognition? Tell me, if there had been guns here and I was willing to shoot, what would you do? I believe I've already answered that. I'd be shot and die as a mother helping her daughter to grow, even if it just added to my crimes. As I said, you are still a child. People's burdens are theirs alone to carry. You are strong enough to. The Tua urban area 还是他的章节。第四 Have I failed to protect you? If I can't stop Ioli, then your hands will be dirtied. For the sole person who remains in this world from your real family. I wasn't resolved enough. Is that what it comes down to? I was a person meant to stand up to Ioli. And yet, if I'd steeled my heart, would I have been able to save this? 我感觉这要怪。说这种话 What should I do? How should I face Ioli? Use another method. I must throw away my hope. 第一个人选。I don't need the resolve Ioli was talking about. I'll make it through as Skiko Nagi said that Muddy saved. If I have made a mistake, then so be it. The Skiko, who was Iori Mikasa's daughter, has nothing. But even if I am inexperienced, I still have friends, as a Skiko who's Muddy's friend. I will be able to change something. I won't allow myself to go back to who I was before I met her. I will never allow myself to give up again. 然后呢？这就结束了。这第一章就结束了。意外的挺短的。是真的现在我确认一下，我没记错的话，这个之前这个第一章我应该才录了一期吗？录2期，一期吧。一期的话，也就是说，已经有2期了是吧？那差不多。那我算很多，差不多，差不多这就结束了。那挺意外的。这样的话，这章究竟算是这期究竟算第2章还是第3章就很难判断了。而且这章才12分钟，不如到下一个存档点掐掉。这也是可以的。到下一个存档点掐掉吧。August 28th, 9:52, Jazz Bar Astia, episode Hitomi Akaneno. 进了第2章。This place is open, right? Yes, it is. Can't you hear that cool jazz? Well, there's definitely some adult-like music playing. It's surprisingly up-tempo, but I couldn't tell you if it's cool or not. Our strategy meeting is gonna to be here, so wouldn't somewhere quieter? When you are discussing private matter, you want to be in a noisy place. Searching all over for wiretaps is tiresome too, and you might miss one. Wiretaps. Even I use them. In fact, there's one in the gun I was using earlier. So you mean that gun was made just for you, Yukiya? Weapons are easily snatched away, so I set mine up with a present. A present? He's saying that he could use to figure out what the enemy are up to. Tommy, you best to prepare. Our opponents are on another level. While taps are nothing in comparison. You saw me get shot, right? Yeah, that was. We can't afford to feel indebted. I'm over it, so now we move forward. Got it. Though I didn't just choose this place because it's noisy. The manager here is more the type to spy on people than be spied on. Come again. The manager here is the greatest information broker of his time. Your money is not meant to be for alcohol here. Here you buy and sell information, or its distribution or lack thereof. I feel like I'm being led into a world I really don't wanna be in. In any case, when it comes to information, there's only one thing I wanna know. Do we know where the ghost is? My intelligence network already has a grasp on the situation, but I'm here to make sure. Know thyself. And know 为什么是 THY? Thyself and know thine enemy. And never fear the results of 100 battles. I will get to the point tomorrow, Litz. 看没起。 your ghost has a clandestine meeting with a member of this nation's government at the opera house. We are going to turn up uninvited. So the ghost's name is Liz Kamichi. It kind of feels strange that the ghost has a name. A reaction to that name is building up inside of me. What do I think of the ghost's name? I guess that's kinda obvious though. I mean, the ghost is just another person. Whatever I think and whatever the Lisa does, she's still human. Of course, that doesn't mean I have to forgive or permit her actions. That is something I must never forget. This won't be another meeting by the ghost, but my first with Lisa. Yukiya, thanks for giving me the chance to meet her. But you called it a clandestine meeting. What's she trying to do? Her meeting is part of her attempts to start a war. A war? That matter is not something to burden yourself with. The person whose job that is already working on it. I mean me, of course. Just do what you need to do. It might even lead to a breakthrough. Okay. There is one point about your meeting with Lisa that's worrying me. Why is it that she's meeting with a Wizardokian official? I guess if you wanna start a war, you have to deal with the big wigs. That's all conjecture until we hear what said big wigs have to say. They shouldn't have any clout over this country in any case. This might become a bit of a lesson on the workings of society, but oh no, I'm not good at this. When the dispute between Wizardrock and Elmgath was ongoing, the ones selling weapons to Wizardrock were Amabishi, and the ones selling to Elmgath was RXG. The ones backing this are RXG too, specifically the head office. They have clout over Elmagrath, but shouldn't have much sway here. And the ones supporting us are none other than Amabishi. They have a very strong clout over Wizardrock. That's why it was so easy to set up our opera house infiltration plan. I mean, all Amabishi has to say is no. And Lisa's request will be rejected. How is she planning to turn negotiations with Wizardrock into a war? But if she's just negotiating, then if it were anyone else working behind her in the shadows, then that may be the case, but not with this madam. The one supporting Lisa from the shadows, Iori Mikasa, a U.S. senator. 她确认识 a senator. That's what I meant when I said our opponents were on another level. I was planning to be your bodyguard, but now things are complicated. Senator 什么意思？那没这么复杂。好，参议员，会有点厉害。Honestly, what am I going to do? How should I treat the situation? I want to go on holiday. How convenient. It's a difficult development, but welcome it. How convenient. It's a difficult development, but I should welcome it. At least it means I don't need an excuse to try and court her now. Court her, as in hit on Lisu. To beings of lesser intelligence, that may explain it. That was Yukiya confirming it, wasn't it? You are really not hiding it, are you? Hiding what? Hiding your feelings for Lisa from me. It's not like I have a problem with it though. Of course not, you are doing the same thing, are you not? Yeah, guess I really am. I'm not hiding my own complex thoughts of Lisa from Yukiya, who has at least a favorable opinion of her. Perhaps I've spent too long only looking at own feelings. There are a lot of people involved, each with their own thoughts on this matter. Am I finally able to recognize that now? However, for me to welcome that madam, let's just say you'd need to pay me more than the lottery rollover. Is she that bad? I'm not a fan of how things have turned out, but we have no choice. Very well, she will be a worthy opponent. 好长啊 The two are joint word library. 然后他们也聊 word library. You are Tsukiko Nagisa, right? 对，他没见过。他还没见过 Hitomi， 但他见过那个 Yukiya. Yes, that's right. You must be Hitomi Akaneno. Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Likewise. I heard you volunteered to be my escort. Yes, of course. It's not just because Yukiya is busy. I have my own agenda. If there's something you are hoping to get from this, Indeed there is. You don't need to worry about it too much though. There's no way I can ignore it though. I hate just being protected. If you are after something, I want to help. Please let me help, Skibo. You are rather straightforward speaking, aren't you? Haha, I can't do anything as well as Chisono does. All I can is run straight into things with my honesty. I might have a weakness to that kind of person actually. Did you just? It was nothing, back on topic. Since you've been so honest with me, I want to live up to that. So I will tell you the truth. Oh no, well, we've only just met. You don't have to force yourself to. It's fine, I want to do it as well. To tell you the truth, I hated you. More accurately, I was jealous. The person I love treasures you above all. Do you know Chisono? But I don't think Chisono definitely cares a lot about me, but I don't think she treasures me. No, I don't know this Chisono girl. But there's no one other than that who cares about me that much. Hearing that would hurt the question in person. So try not to say it. They definitely exist. And the person who treasures you after all. Okay, I will bear that in mind. That was not the only reason I hated you. There's still more. You perfectly blocked my desperate struggle. How pathetic that was. Did I do something wrong? Don't worry, you did the right thing. I was the one in the wrong. Don't you remember, back in Zeta HQ, when Kyosuke was saved from the killer? We didn't meet, but I expect you saw me with clairvoyance. Back then. Now that she's brought me up, I remember I'd heard that something bad was happening at Zeta HQ and couldn't hurt myself back. I was told not to. But I entered with the people from ISG Japan. I looked into the room with the criminal through clairvoyance. They seemed to having an important discussion. I used telekinesis to help through the war without showing my face. That criminal is definitely the woman in front of me, Skiko. That's right, I'm not lying. I have killed 6 people up until now. If you think I'm an improper escort, then feel free to say no. Don't worry, if you do so, Yukiya will arrange for a pro to protect you. Skiko has told me absolutely everything. I should respond in kind. I will be honest with you, I cannot forgive murder, no matter your reasons. Maybe I'm being inflexible, but I cannot tolerate unreasonableness. Good, that is how things should be. But just being unable to forgive doesn't mean I can't do anything. I can't do something. Yukiya recommended you, and I'm certain that you want to protect me. I don't want to have to forgive you, but even still, I don't want my own anger to dictate my actions. I want to return the feelings you have in regards to protect me. So for your sake, I don't want to recognize your unjustness. I will definitely never forgive you. Skiko, well, you promise me. 怎么突然会卡一卡？对话框会没有 that you will never do something wrong again for me. If you wish to protect me, then that's a fair request. No. Do you think you can protect me even without my forgiveness? What on earth did I do to get blessed with this, I wonder? Very well. I will protect you with everything I have, so make sure that you never forgive me for as long as you live. Yes, understood. Right then, let's get back to the matter at hand. I wanted to get a full understanding of you. I have to settle things with my opponent, no matter the cost. However, that person is too strong. If I challenge them now, I'd only lose. In fact, I already have, but that's when I recalled of my friend. She's incredibly strong and treasures emotions above all, burdening myself with those of others. I thought I should learn by example. I wanted to fight at the person she changed me into. That made me want to know about you. I want to know your thoughts and feelings. I want to help shoulder that burden you can love. If you want, but please allow me to. So you are saying that you want us to start as friends? You what? Oh no, well, we wouldn't be best friends. That made Chisono mad for me. What part of my speech made you come to that conclusion? Well, isn't this the quickest way for you to get to know me better? I can't refute that. Right then, can I call you Skiko-chan? I think I can hear the sound of my mind collapsing. Do as you please, but I don't think it's really necessary. Hooray. Skiko-chan, we will be besties before you know it. You really know how to throw people off. I might never be a match for you two sisters, no matter how long I live. Did you say sisters? Perhaps I shouldn't have said that, but I don't know how to show you my sincerity, aside from telling you the truth. The truth. I'm sorry if this hurts you, but just please calm down and listen. The person I love, Liz Kamiji, the ghost that you are chasing, a member of your real family, and the person you are searching for, she's your older sister. Oh, 为什么我一点都不惊讶呢？ What? The ghost is my sister. Hitomi Akaneno, your sister really does want to meet you. We've been friends for some 10 old years now. 哦，原来是那个咪就是她是吧 ？Was she talking about herself? 咪就是 Skiko， 对，是这个意思。About 6 hours earlier. 啊，这期反正就直接改成第二章，反正第二章时间长。The Tower, Sky Garden, episode Kyosuke Ayana. Yo, you are just on time. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Can keep time like the rest of us. Are you alright? What did you mean when you said you were on the run? It was nothing. Someone's after my life due to some plan through. After your life? How can you possibly describe this as no big deal? I have my elite man guarding me from the shadows. I was shot at, but it's only a scratch. My arm's as good as new. I trust in my unit, and I won't allow for any complaints either. They said they will protect me, so I know I'm safe. In our previous case, there had been traitors among his men, yet Yuki is no fool. He's aware of the danger here, yet he still trusts in them. What should I say to that? What should I say to him? Nothing. Isn't he too trusting? Aren't you being too trusting here? It's wonderful that you trust them, but what if you end up dead? If you had to kill someone to save yourself, what would you do? What? No, of course I couldn't. There you have it. Well, take on whatever risks to keep our path forward open. But there are lines we shouldn't cross, no matter the merits as humans. My employees are my family. It's impossible for me not to trust them. All we can do is do our best to survive, understand the pretext. Understood. You are no different if we use that same example. For instance, you wouldn't kill anyone, but find a way for everyone to live. I trust in you and the way you work, so wouldn't you trust in me too? I appear to have misspoken. Let's move on. Sounds like a plan. First, let's install your new attachment. Hold still for me. Right. You don't look any different. That's because it's rather small in size. It's rather effective, however, you won't have any complaints. So what exactly does this thing do? With this, you can surpass original chronokinesis psychic. He can surpass Skiko. This does two things. The first relates to your current restriction on only being able to see 5 days into the past. That has been removed. With this attachment, you can look back even further than that. For example, a week, even a month, you can change the past you thought unreachable. In theory, you can go back 10,000 years, but in reality, it relies on your ether. So then I can go into the past to stop Skiko from becoming a murderer. If you still have uses remaining after this case, then feel free to use its remaining. These attachments wear out. The one you have can only be used twice. The main part of them are elementary particles. We can't easily make another. 这设定痕迹太明显了。You still can't change the same thing twice, though. That's up to fate. That's up to fate to use it. This has to be used with care. Personal uses will come after this case. We will leave how to use it up to your judgment. We just need the data back. Yeah, it's a deal. Also, make sure to avoid changing the past so I don't give you this. I will keep it in mind. A minimal amount of data is constantly being transmitted, but it doesn't even include your position. I can only get a full data set in person. Transmission, that's new. I had heard about an ether-based transmission model. Yes, it's new technology that the Japanese branch developed. Despite our issues in the past, head office doesn't know of this yet. It's guaranteed to be interception-proof, but the usability took a hit. It can only send small amounts one way, so I need to get it directly. Well, that's still preferable to letting Ioli's side get the data. As both your friend and the presidential secretary, I need you to keep safe. I owe you for the request, and I won't endanger our friendship. Very well. Coincidence and prosperity is the best for us all. Now for the attachment's other function. It blocks certain PSI jammers. Don't get carried away though. Remember I said some. They may all be referred to as PSI jamming devices, but there are many kinds. This attachment won't protect you against most of them. Basically, don't expect too much of it if you are up against PSI jammers. That's it for my explanation. Now, did you say that you had something you needed of me? Oh, right. All external, all 9 years of it. 先掐一下。这期就第二章第一期吧，因为大多数还是第二章，差不多也半小时。